Guys, listen, everywhere I turn, sweet massage, best massage. I don't want no massage. I want food to eat. I want Ghana food to eat, Kenya people. So I went to Facebook and I asked people where I can get Ghana food to eat, and everyone is saying I should go to Mama Shanti. And Google Maps brought me somewhere here. So I'm going to look for this restaurant in Kenya that every Ghanaian eats from. I really need some, light soup, hot, maybe with some yamwadia, and wele. Oh, wele in light soup, Caleb, what's that? No, this time no. Yamwadia, akosombo, akratie. When I say I miss home, I'm beginning to feel sick. Yeah, I've been eating. I eat their food, but there's some way. So I need, guys, I'm going to Mama Shanti. Where's Mama Shanti? This is straight. They say over there. So we're going to find Mama Shanti. Don't worry, I will find Mama Shanti. I am coming for you. Let's go to Mama Shanti. This is Beyond Borders on ChannelOne television. My name is Caleb Kudah. I'm your host. We are in Nairobi, Kenya, and we're trying to find Ghanaian businesses and Ghanaian individuals who have been living here for a long time, living life here, and we want to profile them, tell their stories, and let you know just how well they're doing. So, Mama Shanti, let me find out from these people whether Mama Shanti is here, whether we are on the right track. Yeah. Hello, please, I'm going to Mama Shanti. Where's Mama Shanti? You don't know Mama Shanti? Okay. I'm sure she came to visit one of her in-laws. Okay, so stay tuned. We're going to find Mama Shanti. I'll show you more. So I think so far I'm making some progress to this Mama Shanti place. Let me say, huh? Look at it. Authentic West African cuisine. Dine in, delivery, take out. Mama Shanti. Mama Shanti. Sasa. Mama Shanti. Yay, Mahiti. Ooh, authentic West African cuisine. Mama Shanti. Hello. Mama Shanti.
Yes, Mama Shanti.
Oh, wonderful. How are you?
I'm fine.
Asante sana.
Karibu sana.
Karibu. Sese, sasa.
Yeah.
Fite.
Fiti.
Yeah, fit.
Yeah, fiti.
Pepe fufu.
Yeah.
And banku.
Yeah, we have fufu and banku.
You have fufu and banku?
Yes, we have.
Wonderful. Who are Nkrumah?
Kumangwai.
Yeah, we want Nkrumah. Yeah, you have some?
Yes, we have.
Oh, akplen.
Akwalaba.
You say akplen? I was say akwalaba. Why you Kenya ni bema? Let's go and look for where we can find some fufu to eat. Oh, but the place is big. Wow. Place is big. Oh, there are washrooms here. Wow. Hey, check it. Mama Shanti. Hey. Check where is it going? Check it out. A place they go on. I love it. I love it. Mama Shanti. Oh Lord. And you see, one thing I've noticed about these places, I mean this Nairobi and Kenya in general, they do not have ACs, they do not have fans because the weather is already there. You understand? There are a lot of trees everywhere you go. So they don't use ACs, they don't use fans. No. Everywhere you enter now, it's fine. Let me take you around. Come on, let's just. Oh, so there's the restaurant, the bar, there are eateries, nice place. There's a bit of a garden here. Wow. Hey, Fakuma Kwai Breme Watiana. Papa Kurma Kwai. Wow. And I need a light soup. It will rejuvenate my immune system, you know. For me, you know, Charlie, I love it. It's not only human beings that are living here. Birds are living in harmony with the human beings. Ghana, some place, birds don't fly like this because some people catch it and fry it, you know. Welcome to Beyond Borders. Take a chill. Caleb, calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down.
Fish. Ah. Allah. Come on, nyom. Na fufu na besi wani. Jamla kwa bode. Adi. Beni aje. Adi. When I say, but you never fool, I'm guessing it.
Child, one of the Stante mama. Go on, baby. Sorry, Mama Shanti. You go on.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine. Please, I am invited.
I'm invited.
Yeah.
You must be Ghanaian.
Yes.
Only Ghanaians talk like that.
I am Ghanaian, by the way.
Okay. That's good.
And I'm enjoying my bowl of fufu, you know.
All right, that's good.
It's been 3 days without fufu and my life has been some way. I was almost falling sick.
What can I say? Well, welcome to Mama Shanti.
Oh,
yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
you know this place?
Yes, that's why I'm welcoming you. We say Karibu Sana in Kenya. Karibu Mama Shanti.
And I say,
Asante Sana.
Asante Sana.
Yes, then you say Asante Sana. Great.
I asked people on Facebook where I can find Ghanaian food to eat. Everybody said I should come to Mama Shanti.
Okay.
When I came, you gave me fufu, you gave me tilapia, you gave me light soup, and as you can see,
you're butchering
I'm
it.
done with the Russia-Ukraine war.
You're butchering it.
I finished that thing, and I enjoyed that thing. Yeah.
Good. Well, what can I say? Welcome. My name is Senanu.
Oh, Senanu is Ghanaian.
Apparently.
Are you Ghanaian?
Yes, I am.
Oh! Senanu?
Yes, Senanu.
Tell the other guy.
Milama.
Hey! Okay, Igbezu.
I like it.
My phone.
Away zone.
Yo! Miawe. What did I say?
Miawe lama. Miawe dome.
Miawe lama. I'm so excited. I've forgotten my rice.
Please go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you very much.
So you're on a journey.
Yeah, we've been in Nairobi for some time.
Okay.
We're from ChannelOne.
Okay.
ChannelOne television.
Okay.
My name is Caleb Kudah.
Caleb.
I just got to some dry fish. It's very nice.
Caleb, you can finish the food. It's not running away. I can see the way you are attacking it.
It's really good.
Yeah?
It's really good.
Okay.
I would like to. It's very good.
Yeah.
So Beyond Borders, what we do is we travel outside of Ghana.
Yes.
To talk to Ghanaians.
Yes.
Outside of Ghana.
Yes.
To find out from them how life is doing, how they're impacting their world.
Yeah.
And also let them say hello to family back home.
Okay.
Reconnect with their family and let them know that they're also doing well.
Okay.
Share with us some of their joys and pain points and everything.
Yeah.
We just care about Ghanaians everywhere else.
Yeah.
Just as much as we care about those who are at home. So that's what brought me to Kenya. And I asked about food.
Yeah.
Because food is an important part of our
food is very important.
Very critical. And when I came here, I heard Ghana music in the background. I said I am home.
Yes.
So I've been very excited to be here.
Yeah, this was created as a home away from home. That's what it's about.
You know the owner here? You know who owns this place?
Yeah, I know the team of people who own.
Who's behind this place? Because it's a brilliant idea. I mean, to be away from home, find Ghana food to eat.
Yes.
Hear Ghanaian music.
Yes.
This beautiful, serene atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's a blessing. It's a real blessing.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Well, what can I say? Yeah. The whole idea is, it's not actually a Ghanaian restaurant. It's more broader than that. West Africa in general.
Okay.
It's to ensure that West Africans, I guess you could say in the diaspora, this is a place they can come and they can find what they're used to.
Right.
The Kenyan food is a bit bland.
Oh, Charlie.
It doesn't have the spice.
Manyo, agbamalamo. Oh.
Yeah.
Ow.
So it's to give people a taste of a touch of West Africa.
Yeah, man.
A taste of West Africa.
Yeah. So I saw eba in the menu. I saw a gushi. About nyanya fufu ako di mema na mo una pack a work plan fatrina china. Do they have a work plan, by the way?
Yes, of course.
Oh yeah,
of course.
Wow. I might just spend a few more days here.
You're home. Basically, you're home.
I like it. By the way, you said your name is Senanu.
Yes.
Wow. I think I read online that a certain Kris Senanu owns this place. So you're the one. Oh, this one, you're bad.
I don't know much about ownership.
Okay.
Because I normally tell people I'm an investor.
Right.
So I have two partners in this business.
Right.
My method of investment, I always invest with other people. So there's actually a gentleman called Nana Boating is normally the face of the business.
Nana Boating.
But there are three of us who we've got a Nigerian partner,
okay,
and another Ghanaian partner. I'm normally at the back end.
Yeah,
quiet.
Because l'argent n'est pas le bruit.
Oui.
C'est qu'un peu d'aider. Oh, it's a joy to talk to you, man.
Yes.
Really pleasant. Like I'm saying, hearing Ghanaian music away from Ghana, eating Ghanaian food away from Ghana, seeing Ghanaians do so well, it's such a joy, and it's a real delight to tell your stories. What's the idea behind the name Mama Shanti?
That's a very good question. So, this brand was originally started in Uganda.
Oh.
So, my partner Nana was in Uganda. He had a thriving business. But he felt the market was small, and he wanted to expand, or rather, he wanted himself to move to Kenya, because Kenya tends to be a nicer place to settle.
Okay. And
so, when he called it, Nana is from Ashanti.
Okay.
Yeah, he's actually from the royal family also.
Right.
So, in Kenya and the Swahili-speaking parts of East Africa, what happens is that if you have a son called Kweku, you'll be called Baba Kweku, meaning the father of Kweku.
Right.
Because they are giving you that respect that
Mama
you're a father.
Ivy.
Mama Ivy.
Uncle.
Yeah, Mama Efua.
Right.
Aha.
Okay.
So
my dad will become Papa Caleb.
Exactly.
Oh, I see.
So Mama Shanti is more about him saying, I'm coming from the Ashanti region.
Okay.
And of course, food typically is the mothers who are producing
all the time
and ensuring that the stomach is fine.
Charlie.
So I think Mama Shanti is put together and say, well, first of all, it's because you look at the greater West Africa, the Ashanti tribe It's one of the respected tribes and clans from there.
Very influential.
And of course, the motherly love. So that's where Mama Shanti comes from.
I like it. So 3 partners.
Yes, 3 partners.
Lovely. How long have you been into this business?
10 years.
It's been 10.
This last month was our 10th anniversary on the 11th of 10th of September.
Wow.
Yes.
But how long have you lived in Kenya?
That's a totally different story, my brother.
Tell me about it.
Nyama chikba.
Chikba. Ma fama baga. Chichoma godoma bonnet you for your jana famo.
32 years.
What? You've been away for 32 years.
Yes.
What brought you here? What's keeping you here? 32.
I came on holiday. I'm still on holiday.
You came on holiday?
And I'm still on holiday.
You're still on holiday?
Yes.
Oh my God. When can I go on holiday? I told you holiday. Oh, Jesus. I like it.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
So my dad was a lecturer.
Okay.
He finished, he was the vice for the chancellor, pro vice chancellor in Legon, and when he finished his tour of duty, he came to Kenya.
Okay. What's his name, by the way?
Professor Senanu.
Oh.
Yes.
Great.
K.E. Senanu.
K.E. Senanu.
Yeah.
Right.
So, when he finished that, he came over here as resource to the then president. President Moi was opening up his university, the Moi University. Okay. So he came to help them put the governance systems together, and also he was part of the team for the social sciences department. So when I finished A-levels in Presec,
Odadie.
Hey, Odadie. Real Odadie. I had to come here for holiday because
your dad
the family was here on my way to the US.
Right.
But let's just say I came here. I like the vibe.
You fell in love.
I fell in love. I decided, let me do my undergrad here.
Okay.
And then I'll go to the US for my master's.
Right.
And let's just say, I finished undergrad in 2.5 years, and I decided.
Mission aborted.
No. The masters, you can do it later in
all
life.
the time. All the time.
So, but I decided to settle.
All right.
Yeah. So I went into business. That was basically,
32 years ago, how was Kenya like when you came?
Kenya was very different, to be frank and honest. Kenya was very different. Kenya, under the Moi regime, let's just say you could not speak out. Today, we have a democratic freedom, specifically freedom of speech, like we do in Ghana. You know, Ghana, we are used to making noise about everything. So, but Kenya you couldn't say a lot. Okay. It was stifled, news specifically.
This is just like Rawlinson's era. 32
I
years
think
ago.
Rawlinson's era was still better. I mean, we were worried because of the coups and the rest and the presence of armed people all over. But I think we still had more freedoms.
We're better than them.
Yes,
in that regard.
In
terms of freedom and all
in that regard. Yeah. But so it's been I've seen 3 presidents.
Wow.
Actually 4. So Moi, Kibaki, Uhuru, and now Ruto. Yeah. So I've lived through 4 major regime changes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So 32 years ago was, in terms of freedom, you think there was suppression. But in terms of development, when you left Ghana at the time and you came to Nairobi, what was different that made you fall in love with the place?
Well, I love the greenery. That's number 1. Number 2, the weather. Number 3, infrastructure was developed even then.
Better than ours?
Yes, definitely.
At the time?
Yes.
32 years ago?
Yes, definitely. Ooh. Yeah. They were behind in things like telecommunication because there were rules and regulations. So whilst we had mobile phones in Ghana, and even next door, Uganda had GSM. Kenya didn't have. They had ATAC system. Quite behind when it came to that. Wow. But when they started, they leapfrogged. They went faster.
Don't say they've overtaken us.
In terms of pricing, in terms of network coverage, I would say there's much better network coverage
here
I find over here. Yes.
than Ghana.
Yes. And yeah, the competition may be skewed. You know, in Ghana, at least you had 3, 4, at some point 5 players.
Yeah.
Yeah. I spent 25 years in the telecommunication industry.
Oh, think more.
No.
So you've been in the telecommunication industry as well.
Yes.
So this is like your side hustle.
Yes,
This is your investment hustle.
You can say that, but for me, actually, I look at it the other way around.
Okay.
I when I was in college,
Yeah.
I started a business actually selling Ghanaian clothes, and the whole idea was actually when I finish college, I will do that.
Oh.
But when I finished college, I realized that for me to get business, it was easier to sell in the evenings and the weekends.
Okay.
Which means Monday to Friday, I was bored.
Right.
So the truth is, I went into corporate as the side hustle.
True. Yes. Corporate
Yeah.
Yeah, and your side hustle.
Yeah.
So this is the main hustle.
Businesses, setting up businesses and investing in businesses was my main hustle.
Where did you get these genes from? This trait of doing business and all that, making money.
Hunger.
Don't worry.
Hey, and the hustle factor.
No, but there's a province, son. What kind of hustle are you talking about?
Hey, my brother. So yes, from birth to the time I left Ghana, everybody next to me is a professor this, professor that, professor that.
Yeah.
But I think that upbringing also meant that you quickly learn a couple of concepts.
Right.
For me, I think I wanted financial independence very early.
Okay.
Those who were in pre-sec with me would tell you there was no weekend that we were not hustling for something.
Wow.
You know, the entrepreneurial spirit is in Ghanaians in general.
True.
I think for me, it was just, I always had this sense that I looked at it like I'm alone. So let me try and see how I can do what I can do to make sure I get that independence.
When you say you felt you were alone, what do you mean?
I think it's in when kids are younger, you call it separation anxiety.
Okay.
So I feel at a point, there's 5 years between me and my elder brother, and 6 years between me and my younger brother. So I was the one
professors, they are not prolific in that way.
Yes.
They waste too much time.
Exactly.
So they made you, they left you alone.
So yes, you can feel like a single child. Yes. You look to your left,
it's a big brother, too small.
Yeah.
I've got to be my own.
Yeah.
I see that.
So you kind of grow up independent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you had a desire for financial independence pretty early.
Very early. Yeah. And I knew financial independence doesn't necessarily come from a job.
Okay.
Yeah. It comes from business.
What's the difference?
Because when you depend on a paycheck, your boss can take that paycheck any day away from you.
Okay. But if you run your own business,
you write your own check.
Boss. I love that.
You write your own check.
I love that.
Yeah.
So let's come to 32 years ago. Young Senanu is in Nairobi.
Yes.
And you're visiting your dad for vacation.
Yes.
Tell us your story from there.
Okay, so the story is very interesting. I had been accepted to go to North Carolina, a college called Warren Wilson. North Carolina is very cold most of the year. Moore University is in Eldoret. Eldoret is 3,000 feet above sea level.
Wow.
And what we quickly discovered when I was there was that I don't do well with the cold.
Yeah.
So we figured that if I went to North Carolina,
it wouldn't help.
I wouldn't survive and I'll probably quit.
Yeah.
So we decided it's better if I took some courses in one of the American universities in Kenya.
Okay.
Then I could transfer my credits in the summer.
Right.
And so the idea was by the summer of the next year, which is 93, I'd have gotten a college, let's say, in California.
Okay.
Because I wanted to go to California, not North Carolina.
Right.
And then I'd move. So I'll do 1 year here and then move. Or 6 months was the agreement.
Right.
So I applied to the 3 American colleges here. And I got accepted by all three.
Wow.
And I chose one called USIU, United States International University.
Oh.
I preferred that because it was non-religious.
Okay.
And I thought, yeah, they had a good international business course.
Okay.
When I got USIU, I'd use the word, unfortunately, I excelled. So my first term, I got 4.0 GPA.
Okay.
Second term, I got 4.0 GPA.
Umbrella?
So, well, I was never like that very much in PSEC, but let's just say the American system, the teaching was different.
Okay.
And it
helped you excel.
It helped me.
How
excel.
Different was it?
Very different.
Okay.
Very, very different for me. And so I got offered a scholarship.
Right.
When your GPA is that high, you can go for what they call director's scholarship.
Okay.
So that would pay 75%. So anyway, I convinced my dad, since I have a scholarship, I was supposed to do 6 months. Why don't I finish the year?
Oh, okay.
When I finished the year, I got into student politics. So then I went to my dad, I said, let me do the second year, then I'll go to the US and do the last 2 years.
Okay.
But the US system also, when you have a high GPA, you can take extra courses.
Okay.
So in the first calendar year, I finished 1.5 years of academic studies.
Wow. In one academic year?
In one calendar year, January to December.
Wow.
And by the second year, when I finished my term as student president, I'd finished another 1.5 academic years. So by the end of the second year...
And you were still student president?
Yes. So by the time I was end of the second year, I was left with only 6 months to finish.
Wow.
So then I went to him, I said, there's no need of going to the US for undergrad. Let me just finish the last 6 months. I finished undergrad, I'll go to the US for masters.
Wow.
So that's how I finished
my
undergrad.
Impressive.
Of course, when I finished my undergrad, I had no desire to go to the US for masters immediately.
All along you were here?
Yes, I was right over here. So, and at that point in time is when I decided, okay, I will do Kenya. So as I said, I came on holiday. I'm still on holiday.
When is holiday over?
I don't know.
Oh my God, this man. Wow, such a fascinating story. Kris Senanu is the man we are hanging out with on Beyond Borders on ChannelOne television now. He's been telling us how he joined his dad in 1992 here in Kenya. He was Pro-Vice Chancellor, helping put up the Moi University. He told us how his journey through his undergraduate, how he excelled as a student leader, and then also his very acute acumen for business at the time. So what did that instinct, that acumen lead to? We'll find out more after this very quick break. Don't go nowhere. Welcome from that break. I had to use the opportunity to go wash my hands because all along my hand was in light soup. And listen, the temperatures have just dropped and I'm like, wow, I'm feeling cold already. But this is Beyond Borders on ChannelOne television. I'm Caleb Kudah. We are hanging out with Uncle Kris Senanu. He's a major investor in the Mama Shanti brand here in Kenya. And as an angel investor, he has a lot of businesses under his portfolio. So we'll continue the conversation, look at business and all of that in this other part of the conversation. But I was warned that Kenya is very cold. Unfortunately, at the time I was told, I had packed up already and I was on my way. So throughout my time here, I've been wondering, but where's the cold? And just when we took the break, the temperatures have just dropped like that. Yes. What has just happened?
So it's around this time, October, it's very warm during the day.
Right.
But then in the evening, the temperature can drop And when
Just
it
like
drops,
that?
it drops very suddenly. Yes, very suddenly.
Wow.
Yeah. Very suddenly.
But it's one of the attractions for you. You love the weather.
Yes, it's good to have the contrast that it's not too hot all the time
Yeah.
throughout the year.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cold weather, for me, I ran away from it. But
At least it's a balance.
It's a balance.
So you love it that way.
Yes.
I also think I can manage this.
Yeah.
So please find me a place.
Very soon. Very quickly.
I love the sound of that. Sometimes you have been threatened. I'm leaving. Anyway, I was just joking. So now let's talk about business, right?
Yes.
Your business interest. I mean, where did all your business acumen from all the way Persec lead you to?
I think for me, some of it comes actually more from my thoughts about what used to be called Pan-Africanism.
Okay.
But I look at it, I term myself an Afro-catalyst.
Afro-catalyst.
Yes.
I love it. What's that?
An African who wants to catalyze business development and progress in Africa.
Wow.
So in most of what I do, I try to see how can I add value, specifically in the space of entrepreneurship and business.
Okay.
So very early on, I recognized the fact that I could help people. I come from a sales and communication mentality, or those are my skill set.
Okay.
And ultimately, most small businesses, if you ask the entrepreneurs, what's the single thing that can help me grow? They'll say it's money.
Right.
In my opinion, the best cash a business can receive is the cash that comes from customers. Because if customers are buying your product, then you have cash flow coming in.
Right.
So because I come from a sales background, I was able to help quite a number of businesses grow very fast.
Right.
And I believe at the core of Africa's problem is the fact that people are sent to school to learn to go get jobs.
Okay.
As opposed to set up businesses.
Right.
So I've always supported people who've come up with business ideas.
Right.
Supported them with my network, supported them with my access, and supported them with my money.
Right.
And by doing that, I believe I'm going to create enough jobs for the youth in Africa.
Wow.
So that's where it comes from. Help people to set up jobs. Those jobs create employment, and that employment creates financial sustainability for people.
And you have about 17 businesses in your portfolio.
We don't talk about numbers.
Sorry. One
I have a couple.
Yeah, you have to make it modest. I have a couple. I love the sound of that. Wow, this is beautiful. So then, of all these, of the couple you have, which is your favorite? Which one would you like to talk about the most?
Ashanti is one of my favorites. And I'll tell you why.
Okay, but before that, what's happening here?
Oh.
That's hibiscus.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
So what's happening?
This is hibiscus tea.
And then that's hibiscus flower.
Yes. It's part of the ensemble for the tea. It makes the tea go down better.
That's it. That's it.
That's
Hey, Charlie, bring me some. Let me try it. I have to tell my mothers how this one tastes like, But it has some nice flavor.
Yes, it does.
Like the dawa.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dawa has ginger, honey, and lemon.
Yes.
So it's same with hibiscus.
So hibiscus has also some ginger in it.
Okay.
The idea is when it gets cold like this, then this is a good. You have the option of tea, you have the dawa, you have hibiscus.
Then let's talk more deeply about the Mama Shanti, right? It speaks to our culture. It speaks to our way of life. We are what we eat, right? And so when you bring people together like that, what usually is the feeling amongst the people? When you observe them, they come together, they're happy. How does that make you feel? And what the kind of feedback you get from these people?
So first and foremost, food in itself, when people are sharing food, which is what we do in Africa, we share food. We share a meal together. It brings a level of connection that you cannot get when you go to a fast food place and take a takeaway.
It's so quick.
I think what we've been able to do over here is bring people together for meaningful conversations, bring people together to bond, be it families, business associates, or just friends.
Right.
I had the other day some Chinese and Swedish. They had been in West Africa a very short period, and they had relocated to East Africa, and they came here. When they saw the clay pots, they got so excited. Hey,
are you one?
Yes. They got very excited, and so and you could see, you know, the Swedish guy, the Chinese guy, they were all eating from the pot.
The same
pot, you know. So it's food brings people together. And when you're sharing a meal from the same plate, I need to trust you to be able to allow you to put your fingers in my bowl.
Correct.
Literally, you know.
Correct.
So that brings me joy. Right. That brings me joy. Yeah.
Right. In 10 years, what are some of the things you will say Mama Shanti has done that makes you feel proud, like we've done it?
Wow. We've hosted a lot of celebrities here.
Okay.
We don't have a wall of fame because we like to keep people's privacy.
That's correct.
But both Mahama and Kufo have eaten from here.
They've been here.
Kufo has been here.
Wow.
Actually, my wife has a picture with him.
Oh, wow.
But they have most of the time they get food from here. So when they come, it's taken to the hotels and the rest. So I'm very proud of that. That anytime a visiting president is here, and even from Gambia and Sierra Leone, also we've served them.
Wow.
We've had the pleasure when there's Independence Day, also for Ghana, serving at the High Commission.
Right.
So from a Ghanaian community point of view, West African community point of view, but also we've been able to promote West African culture and specifically Ghanaian culture in Kenya.
Right.
Very soon, we are looking at even Ghanaian clothes. As you notice, we have a small shop.
I think I saw something
over there.
Saying.
Yes, Sentosa's shop. So that deals with mostly fabric from Ghana.
Wow.
So promoting the music, promoting the culture, promoting the food, bringing in the people, making the people of Ghana feel more at home.
I love it.
Yeah. So that would also be things I've been proud for. And of course, giving employment to Kenyans, teaching Kenyans
how to make Ghanaian food.
How to make Ghanaian food.
Yes.
And more importantly, giving a taste of Ghana and West Africa to East Africans. Yeah.
Now this is good. And as we are doing this, I'm hearing Ghanaian music in the background.
Yes.
So we are exporting everything.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It has to be. It's an experience. So the food, the music, the culture. In fact, our next step is to teach some of the waiters how to greet in Ghanaian language, because and other West African languages like Yoruba and the rest, Hausa and the rest. Yes, yes.
That's nice. Well, Ajagbagwa, that's why we are really proud of you. What's next for Asante Sana? What's next for Uncle Kris Senanu?
Same, just probably investing in other businesses, more on the other side, west for now. I'm looking for a couple of good entrepreneurs, very passionate about their spaces, to invest in West. And myself, I'm in a period of impact, so I'm doing quite some work. One of the organizations I'm working with is GEPA that I mentioned.
Right.
We've established a trade house.
Wait, what do you do there? Maybe I should ask you more specifically. Great. So GEPA, right? You've been doing stuff with GEPA.
Yes. So Ghana, we decided that it was important to consolidate products from Ghana. And so one of my companies, Starmark, is working in conjunction with GEPA. Has been able to open up this trade house. In fact, tomorrow, I'll invite you to come to the trade house because we actually have our 1 year anniversary. The trade house is full of all Ghanaian products.
Wow.
We're getting Ghanaian manufacturers to bring their
Here
products
in
to
Kenya?
Yes, right here in Kenya.
Wow.
So that our chocolate, our shea butter, our cosmetics, even the clothes. Yeah. So you'll be able to see that tomorrow.
I love that.
Yes.
East Africans, they love our food too. How do they like it?
They love the food.
Because I think I've heard some of them say they are big on our shea butter.
Yes, very. Shea butter is one of the top sellers. Cocoa products, the chocolate and the powder also. And yes, so I'm helping basically Ghanaian manufacturers get market for their produce over here. Yes.
Wow. And the food too?
Yes. So we have the spices, the dry ones. We also have shito.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So no, that's for tomorrow.
I look forward
I'll
to
show
it.
you.
I look forward to it. I look forward to it. But how did you find this space? It's so beautiful. And how is doing business in Kenya like?
Well, doing business in Kenya, just like any African country, can be challenging.
Right.
But I feel so far as you respect the people and you give them also opportunity, they let you be. And so far as you're doing everything above board, it's just like doing business in any other country. We have a very great landlord. Like I said, this is our 10th anniversary here.
Wow.
When we came, the lawn wasn't there. Wow. We grew it.
Wow.
So this has been over time. It's been organic growth. And we're happy. We're happy. We even during COVID, we were able to maintain all our staff. We didn't lay anybody off. We didn't make profits, but at least we kept it intact. Right. We have quite a lot of people who do takeout. About 30% of our business is from takeout. And so that helped us during the COVID period.
Wow. Yeah. That's really nice. Yeah. I don't know, but I'm overwhelmed a bit to find such great a story here. Yeah. You're doing really well.
We're trying.
You're doing really well.
We're trying.
And back home, what we've been doing at City FM and ChannelOne TV is to also promote a lot of consumption of Ghanaian produce, because over time there's been a huge infiltration of foreign products of the market, and you know our taste has been calibrated, and people always feel that if it's foreign then it's certainly better.
Yes.
But from where you sit and how you are connecting Ghanaian products to the rest of the world, I'd like you to speak to Ghanaians back home on how and why it's important that we own our stuff, whatever we have, and enjoy it and celebrate and push it and also make money from it.
100%. So again, as an Afro-catalyst, I believe that Africa's growth is going to come from Africans promoting Africa. It's going to come from Africa's funding businesses which are African. It's going to come from us raising funds in Africa for African businesses. It's going to come from us raising the skill sets of African entrepreneurs. And so I've always been pro-African products. As Ghanaians, we must believe in ourselves. We must believe in our quality. We have to consume our products. If not, we're always going to be putting pressure on our currency because we are importing.
Right.
And if we don't consume our products, then let's consume the products from our neighbors.
Right.
And if we don't decide to consume from our neighbors, then let's consume from the continent.
I love
it. Until we've not found an alternative in our neighbors or in our continent, we should not be bringing things from out. We should produce, and if not, then let's bring people from outside with the technical capability to help us produce within our borders so that we can export to our neighbors. You know, that's the way we're going to solve the
because the opportunities are many.
The opportunities are many. You know, we cannot be importing tomatoes, toothpicks, salt, and toilet bowls.
Oh,
we can't. We have to produce. We have to produce.
Toothpick
you know, so we have to stop those
but I've
bad
also
habits.
been intrigued. I like that. I have to stop those bad habits.
Those are bad habits.
But I've also been intrigued, lending myself to the innovation and creativity of Ghanaian entrepreneurs to see the quality of their produce, the finish, the packaging, and even the efficiency.
Tomorrow, come to the trade house. Just go through. I'll introduce you to my staff there, They are all Kenyans. We have taught them the Ghanaian products, and they are the ones in the shop who are pushing Ghanaian products.
Wow.
Yes.
No, you are the Afro catalyst.
Yes, that's what we do.
I love it.
That's what we do.
On the continent, I see that political leaders are also trying their best to do the after AFCFTA so that we do more trade amongst ourselves and all. When I speak to business people like you, one of the things they tell me is mobility on the African continent still remains a bit of a challenge.
So I was in Rwanda when the AFCTA was signed. And the reason I went there as a private individual. And because for me, it was a historic moment for Africa. One of the things that we also have to remember, I cannot trade with you if I don't know you.
Yeah.
I can do small business, one deal. Yeah. But for us to do big business, I need to be able to first movement of people,
right.
Then movement of ideas,
right.
And then movement of goods.
Movement of people, movement of ideas, and movement of goods
and services. So for us to trade at a hyper level, we need to open the borders, allow movement. Because when I go to Rwanda and I meet people and I know how Rwandese think, how their ways of working, how their trust or non-trust, their honesty or non-honesty, I know I can do this type of business with a Rwandese. I can do this with a Ugandan. I can do this with a Cameroonian. I can do this with a Congolese.
Right.
So we need to travel. We need to meet people, we need to bond, and then we are able to do business.
That's very interesting because I spoke to a gentleman, back in Ghana, Gold Coast, Tokota. I almost said Kotoka.
Tokota.
You know, Tokota. And he talks about the fact that he makes slippers and sandals and all of that.
Yeah.
But then traveling out, he then realizes that because other climates are colder, then people would prefer his shoes.
Yes.
So in traveling, meeting people, he exchanges ideas, and then business begins to grow from there. Movement of people ideas, and then business and services. Yes. Wow, that's impressive. So what do we need to do critically? Firstly, to make movement of people, ideas, and business services easier?
People is the issue of the passports. One of the things I was doing in Rwanda was advocating for the African passport.
Right.
Because we're saying it's 54 countries. But do I then need to get up to, let's say, 30 visas if I'm to move around? So how can we bring down these barriers to ensure that Africans can move? Right. There was a time I was in Accra. I came for a conference called ALN, Africa Leadership Network. Right. And the Mauritian Prime Minister flew into Accra. At the airport, he saw these banners up for ALN. He's like, what is ALN? I want to know. He came to the moving pic. He met us. When he got to know what ALN was, which was a consolidation of African young entrepreneurs and professionals who were meeting, over 250 of them from all countries in Africa, in Accra. He said, I want this conference in Mauritius. What can I do to get it in Mauritius? Wow. We told him, bring down the visa requirements. Right. And that's the year Mauritius made visa free for Africa. Wow. And we took the conference to Mauritius 2 years in a row. Wow. Yes. So more African presidents, prime ministers, we need to think, once they open that up, you have a lot of Africans going to Mauritius for business and for tourism. Yeah. So we need to open up the borders. And the continent is so beautiful, by the way. Fantastic. It's very serene. So that's one. It's the issue of the passport. The second thing is work permits. Work permits. Because you have to remember that first I visit, I look around, I meet people, I check how it is. Yeah. Then I go back, I think about it. Then I come back with an idea. Yeah. Most often than not, I need to find a local to work with. Right. So the second bit is work permits and business permits. Right. Yeah. Then the third bit is, what is the incentive for an African investor? You have to give me. You don't have to, but it will be good if I know that if I'm going to compete with a British investor for something, I'll get a 10-point advantage. Yeah, some advantage. Give me some native. So we're taking incentives, right? Yeah, yes, definitely incentives. Tax holidays could work. It could be a concession of land. Right. If I'm coming to build
as a university, for example, manufacturing.
Yes. Yeah. In fact, in Mauritius, after that,
Yeah.
you would have heard of Africa Leadership University.
Oh, yeah.
The land was donated by the Mauritian government.
So it was after this initiative?
Yes, it was after this initiative.
Wow.
So now they have Africa Leadership University there and in Rwanda.
It's headquartered in Mauritius.
Yes.
And I've been to their campus in Rwanda. In fact, it's the same arrangement where Paul Kagame donated the land and then they built the university and they are running it.
Exactly. So those type of incentives is what you want. If I'm going to bring value addition to, let's say, cocoa in Ghana, or value addition to cassava, or value addition to even corn or whatever, give me the land, under we have your one district, one factory project. Give me the land in the district and let me put up the manufacturing concept and give me a tax holiday for 10 years. You get it? And then connect me to a local training college where I can get my trained resources, my skilled resources from. Or let me bring in the machine to train them how the skill. But wherever it is put, don't charge me rent for that, because I'm not going to charge the people to upskill them. Exactly.
When they don't have the skill I need to do the kind of work I want.
Exactly. And when I train excess than what I need, it can be deployed in adjacent industries. Yes.
Yeah. Uncle Kris Senanu. Yes. Wow, we are hanging out with Uncle Kris Senanu here in Nairobi, in Kenya. So many ideas. There's one point he made that really touched me. He says he is in his impact years and he's willing and ready to help nascent entrepreneurs, budding entrepreneurs, hold your hands, show you some of the pitfalls, help you generally avoid some of the mistakes probably he made. And then also, if you prove to be serious, there's some investments that can come your way. Of course, we've talked about the big conversation at the governmental level where we are calling on the government. He's calling on government to look at African governments, look at making the African market borderless. If I can rephrase that, borderless, so that movement of people will be easier to be followed by ideas and then goods and services. And then we should give African entrepreneurs the incentive to invest in Africa and a lot of things that we've spoken about. One thing I can assure you after this conversation is a lot of Ghanaians will get in touch with me and say they want to see Uncle Senanu because he says he's in impact. Yes. So you're putting me in trouble, and this is good trouble. I love it.
Your phone will be ringing.
I'm telling you, it'll be buzzing at midnight and all.
Yes.
So how do young people tap into your resource?
A lot of it is online.
Right.
And a lot of it is in group sessions. Obviously, I can't have time to meet everybody. I spent 4 years on what we call the Lion's Den.
The Lion's Den?
Yes. That's a program in Kenya where people come and pitch their ideas. And if the idea is good, then we invest in it.
Oh, this is like the Shark Tank?
Yes.
This is the Lion's Den?
Yes, we call it.
My God.
Kenya, we have lions. So
a lot of lions.
We call it Lion's
Now
Den.
you say we have.
Yes, we do.
Hey, Father.
So I still do those pitching where people come and they pitch. In fact, normally on Saturdays, you see me in Ashanti meetings because people come and pitch to me ideas. But then I also have, especially for giving back, sometimes I do some training sessions online where just making people understand what are the critical factors for success for an SME, or how do you set up a board, the governance systems for a small business.
Uncle Kris, I really want to dig deeper to find out what else has kept you here.
I thought I've said everything.
No. I think there is more to this whole story because something must keep a man. So I want to come home.
No problem.
I want to come home and find out what has kept you this long.
No problem.
So we have a deal.
We have a deal.
Thank you.
We definitely have a deal.
I'm entering the Lions.
The Lions Den.
I thank you so much for talking to us.
Yes.
Great. And so that was a very, very captivating conversation with Uncle Kris Senanu here in Nairobi, Kenya. We've been coming to you from Mama Shanti. Anytime you are in Kenya, come to Mama Shanti. I've had some fufu with dry fish. I was trying to explain Yemuadia to the richest one. I said, what's a gomo? I said, stomach something, Yemuadia. She coughed. But it's been a fascinating time. Not only have we eaten food, we have had food for thought. and a lot of inspiration as well. I'm looking forward to part 2 with Uncle Kris. I'm sure you are too. Thank you for watching Beyond Borders on Channel One Television. My name is Caleb Kudah. Until then, keep watching Channel One TV.